Hi, my name is Mark Stewart, the Chief Engagement Officer at Neural Impact. In my last video, I talked about some of the significant changes that we've seen in customer buying behavior. And I talked briefly about the implications on that new buying behavior as it relates to the selling motion. Prospects today are coming into their sales discussions more informed than they ever have been in the past. They're engaging later in their buying cycle than they ever have in the past. 9 times out of 10, they've already validated that your solution fundamentally works out in the marketplace. Right? So they're coming in at a different place. So how do we readjust our selling motion to get back in sync with them? Well, I can tell you this, everything that I'm about to share is predicated on a belief that partners that go to market with repeatable solutions, pre-packaged, pre-configured solution sets that address specific issues within industries or at the workload level, those are the ones that are going to be rewarded with much higher close rates and much more satisfied customers. So everything I'm going to share is kind of rooted in, you need to think about how can I focus on certain industry sectors and bring repeatable solutions to market. Now, the starting point for us, of course, is how we sell today. Solution selling, for example, was based on a belief that the prospect knows what they're looking for. Right? We would go in and do deep discovery and try to uncover a vision of their future and then come away and build a solution that only we could provide. And my belief is that we've moved away from the customer knowing what they need to a world where they're rewarding partners that understand the specific issues within their industry and are bringing packaged solutions to them. Right? We're moving away from solution selling, we're moving into a world of prescriptive selling. And it's the prescriptive selling approach that I've really built this accelerated selling process around, which has been deployed globally throughout the Microsoft ecosystem. So I want to give you a brief overview of it. There's fundamentally 3 steps in the accelerated selling process, and we've got some incremental videos that you can access that goes into each of those 3 steps one by one. Right? But at the end of the day, what we're trying to facilitate here is a 5-call close in a perfect world that's facilitated by a sales professional who arguably can deliver the entire selling process remotely. Low cost to sale, high impact. Right? That's what prospects want to experience today. Now there's 3 steps in that cycle. There's a qualify phase, there's a proof phase, and then of course there's the close phase. And the deals are fundamentally going to be won at the beginning. That's the way psychology works, right? We make emotional choices, we make them early, and then we rationalize them with logic as we go through the balance of the buying cycle, right? So we want to do our best work up front. In the qualify phase, there's really 3 bodies of work. Research into what you think the most likely challenges are this organization is having, right? A call with what I call the project lead, that operational resource that's raised their hand. And there's a buy-in demo that we want to deliver inside that first conversation with the project lead that really demonstrates the best technology that we have that solves their industry problems. And it's really, really important to offer that up before they ask for it. After that, there's a conversation with the business decision maker. Right? You facilitate that call radically differently than you do with the project lead. The project lead is very much a how person. The business decision maker is very much a why person. They speak the language of money and risk. And the operational people typically speak the language of business process. Now coming out of that, we move into the proof phase. And today, prospects are going to look for 2 forms of proof. A traditional discovery demonstration, or they're going to look to use the trial as a form of proof. And we'll talk in a later video about how to treat those 2 different cycles. And then moving into the final stage of the buying process, we deliver a proposal presentation, right? But we do it remotely with a webcast. Today, the majority of the sales professionals that I work with in the Microsoft ecosystem all over the world, the majority of them still email proposals to their prospects. And what I've put together to support this accelerated sales process is a PowerPoint presentation that we deliver remotely to the business decision maker and the project lead to remind them exactly why they need to move forward with us as a particular partner. Now these 3 steps in the selling process, the ideal 5-call close, they're all supported by a number of assets that we put together We will go into some of those in a little bit more depth in some of the subsequent videos. But the entire package was really put together to support organizations that are going to be targeting certain industries or sectors or workloads, and then have a desire to facilitate the majority of the selling cycle completely remotely.